This episode's sponsored by LadyFootlocker.com. You have a lot going on. Work, school, friends, kids, cocktail parties. Go prepared and look good while you're doing it. Head to everydaytriggers.tv/lady to save 10% off orders $50 or more at LadyFootlocker.com. Welcome to Common Man Cocktails. I'm your host, Eric Schomer. Today we're going to create the Bluegrass cooler. This recipe comes from barnundrinks.com. I searched it out. I don't remember why I searched this out. I wanted to use elderflower. Since I spent $39.99 on the bottle, I figured we needed to get our third if we haven't already. And plus it's kind of neat. Elderflower. Sounds like it's a funny word. Elderflower. It's like an old flower.
Sure.
Elderflower. Bourbon. The recipe specifically called for Buffalo Trace Bourbon. You can specifically call for whatever the heck you want. I like it. That's why it's almost gone, and I got to get a big bottle now that I can. And we're going to put it in a cocktail glass. This guy here is going to have some apple juice, 4 ounces of apple juice, and ice. It's going to have crushed ice, which is what I put in my ghetto bag. That's my ice. That's my ice dime bag. So what I'm going to do is this is just kind of chilling this out a little bit. Get the glass down to temperature. I did it right.
Wow, for once.
I know. So we're going to shake, strain, serve. Done deal. So I don't want that part yet. I'm going to use this part. We'll do our 1 ounce of bourbon. Tasty bourbon. A 1/4 ounce of elderflower. Like many fairly potent liqueurs or whatever this is, I think it is. It typically does best when not overpowering. Peppermint schnapps, another good example. Creme de menthe, things like that, where you don't need a lot. In any recipe that has like several ounces of them, without as a high part in the drink, tells me somebody was way into that spirit. Now do our 4 ounces of apple juice. Realistically, apple juice and bourbon are a pretty good pairing. Or, as you had said, apple juice and bison grass vodka is also a good pairing.
That's what everybody pairs that with.
I know. They're like, okay, this is apple juice, bison grass, and some other adjuncts. Maybe we need to do an elderflower one.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Maybe not. Shake this up. Now, the fun part. How often do you get to put crushed ice in a cocktail glass?
I do it every day.
Oh.
Just don't want to run around with crushed ice putting it in cocktail glasses.
Just for a good time?
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
You asked.
I use an extra big cocktail glass because I wanted to add a lot of ice to it and bring it down again in temperature. It looks like
2 in a row.
2 in a row. I should just keep doing it. Eventually, I'll forget the other way I used to say it. This kind of reminds me of a pear. In color. Slight oakiness, but not much. Not much going on. It's kind of growing on me, though. I'm starting to get that oak.
Really? You have oak growing on you? How's that happen?
Yeah, I'm a friggin' treant.
I want to have that looked at.
I know. This is a perfect balance of sweet and not so sweet. The apple juice is present. There's elderflower in the finish, a little bit in the sip. A nice mild oak. I guess if we would have used, say, Maker's Mark, it probably would have had a little bit more oak. You'd have to compare the two and figure out which one you like the best. I think bourbon, bourbon in general, but Buffalo Trace also brings a good amount of more of a sweet oak, which I like more than, say, over oak or dry or any of that, or smoky. This kind of brings them together, and it doesn't go in any one direction. You still have the finish of if you imagine like a big oak barrel surrounded in elderflowers in a field with an apple tree.
Thanks for painting that picture.
It's all about painting the picture. That is, and then you sit down behind the apple tree and you drink this, and it's just the perfect day. It's very sweet, or no, very flavorful without being in any one direction. If you had to say anything, I'd say maybe slightly sweet. Almost slightly too awesome, but mild and refreshing. I like that, mild and refreshing, because it's hot. EverydayDrinkers.tv for the Bluegrass Cooler. We're teaching you how to drink.